Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. Happy July 4th to our American friends around the world. But I've said Friday's live trading. I can't see myself live trading today. It is a bank holiday in the US. I don't think the markets are going to be moving around that much. I'm looking at the pound because that's the one market that's having little bit of movement here this morning. But already it's had this bit of a drop off down here, and then for the last 20 minutes or so, it's been in a 1 pip range or so. This is a 5 minute chart, and for each bar to be like 1 or 2 pips just says to me it's not really worth my while trying to trade when there's not a lot of range. So it's not to say that the pound won't continue to move around, but you still need some sort of range to buy you some slack, so to speak, when you're trading. So I just can't see it happening. Let's have a quick look at the euro dollar as well. And again, the euro looks like it's moving around happily here, but again, these are 5 minute candles, and it's going from 135.99 all the way up to 136.03. That's 4 pips in what? How many? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes to do 4 pips. You just don't want to get caught up in that. So sometimes you have to know when to pick your battles, and you have to also know when to step aside. The pound, if anything today, I would probably look to be a seller on it. It's had a good run up high. It's diverging up at the highs when it came up to these highs, and so I can see the potential for downside on it. But again, like I said, with the lack of volume today, I just don't think it's worth my while really bothering with it. So let's have a quick look at the daily charts just to go back through where we are. Yesterday, great trading, or I say great trading. I banked quite a lot yesterday because we had these, obviously, the big news out yesterday, and so it was quite nice to bank some decent profits yesterday from the trades I'd got into the previous day. So bank those. So and so now it's just a case of, okay, well, where are we going to from here? We had the big moves around yesterday. So the pound at the moment, it's got some indecision candles up at the highs. Great run up. We'll have to see. It doesn't mean to say we have to come down off of this. Could just consolidate, continue to put indecision candles in, and then break and go higher again. So we have to keep an eye on that. So if the pound was to break 171.80, then we'll look for a run to at least 172. Otherwise, if we see it come back into my bands, then I'll be looking for probably a little bit more of a retracement because it is overbought. So that's the pound. I'm just going to cover off very briefly because I'll cover these off properly on Monday. So I'll cover these off briefly. If we have a look at the euro dollar, this is the daily chart of the euro. It's still undecided at the moment. It's pulled back to its daily 21. There's a lot of support down at 135 area. So I'd like to see that zone retested. But just as easily, this could bounce, and before we know it, if it comes back up to 137, I think 138's on the cards. So if we do get back up to 137, then that's it gives me a fairly clear structure. But otherwise, let's look for a retest of this zone down here. There's a lot of support down there, so we have to see whether that can get broken. I suspect that if we do come back down to 135 to 135.10 level, then we'd get another bounce before probing to see if we can actually break through. So, but certainly if we get down there, then look for a bounce first of all, and then we'll see if we can break through. And then lastly, we'll have a look. We'll have a look at the S&P 500. It's had another good run here. Let's have a quick check of the Dow. Another good break. So at the moment, the trend remains up until proven otherwise. So nothing too much to mention on those. I remember a long time ago I was saying about 2,000 on the S&P, and we're now only 15 points away from there. So we'll see if we can get up to that big round number. And then lastly, let's have a quick look at the dollar yen, because the dollar yen's had a bit of a break here. It's broken out, so we're just going to see whether this dollar yen has got some more oomph in it. It's had a good run for the last few days. This is where I had my profits on, and all it's doing is coming back into this whole range that the dollar yen's been on. If I zoom out a little bit here, it's this whole choppy range. So it's not the best of charts by any means overall, but but we're just gonna have to see if it's got the potential to if it's come back into its range, to see if it's got any more upside in it. I think that if the dollar yen can really get pushing, I think it needs to break 102.60 to really get any confirmations in. I think if we break 102.60, then it has the potential to run and break 103, and then that potential to run up to these old highs here over at 104. So keep your eye on that 102.60 area. Why 102.60? Well, it's a zone that where we've just been testing all the way across here. So that's why. So keep your eye on that. But at the moment, yes, it's had a good run. I suspect it's probably going to back off for a bit, like it has done overnight, and maybe chop around, maybe retrace a bit. And then that's when we're going to see whether this thing is indeed going to go higher, or is it going to roll back over again, so, and come back down for these lows. Because if you look at the dollar yen, it keeps on testing these sort of lows as well, so it could just easily go either way. So we'll have to see. Right, I shall leave it at that for now. No live trading today, as much as I would love to. I think that the pound is the one that I would most like to trade intraday, because it's got a little bit more range. But even so, we're just seeing 5-minute candles moving 2 pips at a time, and I don't want to be trading that. So I shall love you and leave you. Enjoy your long weekends for those of you that are celebrating them, and for everyone else, enjoy a nice sunny weekend if we've got it. And we'll be back in touch on Monday.